How to raise your credit score by 200 points within a matter of days. Let's get started. Now, in this video, what I want to talk to you about is how to raise your credit score over 200 points within a matter of days. Number two, how to manage that credit. And then number three, if you stick with me through the end, I'm going to show you how you can capitalize on your personal credit and get $50,000 to $100,000 in business credit lines within days for even startups. These business credit lines will not report on your personal credit, only report on your business credit, so it can help you quickly jumpstart building your business credit. Let's get started. If you're just joining us today, my name is Brian Otieno, founder of Pentec Consulting Group, and over the years we've helped thousands of business owners just like yourself start, grow, even expand their businesses. One of the things that we've helped them do is fix their credit, okay? Over the years we've worked with tons of clients. You want to check out our reviews. Go to Google.com, just do a search on Pentec Consulting Group reviews. We've worked with lawyers, attorneys. We've even had judges as clients. I mean, if there's one thing we understand is how to fix personal credit. Because it's important, it's critical as it pertains to especially building great long-term business credit. It is beneficial. It is not required, but it's beneficial to have good personal credit. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. What I want to talk about first before we get deeper into everything that I just promised, you have to understand what affects your personal FICO score, what affects your personal credit score. And there's 5 things that affect your personal credit score. There's a video that I go much more in depth. I'll leave a link in the description, but real quick, roughly go through it. There's 5 things that affect your credit score is what? 35% of it is payment history. 30% is utilization. 15% is types of credit. 10% is inquiries, and 10% is age of file. Those are the 5 things that affect your FICO score. So hopefully you understand. So now, how we're going to increase your score is going to mean how we need to tweak one of these 5 factors, okay? So let's quickly get started. Now, before you can increase your score by at least 200 or so, you need to analyze and know where you stand right now. So I suggest you pull a recent copy of your credit report. Now, you can get a recent copy of your report by going to annualcreditreport.com. Actually, it's mandated by federal law for you to get a free copy of your report every single year. So just so you know, every year you can get a free copy of your report by going to annualcreditreport.com. There's also other sites that do offer a free report, like Credit Karma. I'm not really a big fan of them because they only offer a 2-bureau report, and they also do have a score that they generate, which is kind of a bit confusing, confuse people because it's not a real FICO score. And annualcreditreport.com, it's great. It's a very in-depth credit report, but it is a single bureau report. Each one of the credit bureaus is broken down, and annualcreditreport.com will not give you your credit score. My recommendation, click the link below. We'll partner up with the company Identity IQ. There's going to be a link I'll provide you below where you can get a discounted price, okay? And they will allow us to pull a tri-merge report. What does that mean? All 3 of your credit reports in one report. Very easy to read, very easy for you to understand. In addition to that, they will offer you a real FICO score. So you're not getting confused by having this score, which is not really the real FICO score, and just all that confusion. We can get rid of all of that confusion. Go to the link that I provide you below, identityiq.com. Let's pull your credit report. Let's analyze it, and let's figure out which one of those 5 factors we need to go ahead and adjust so you can increase your score by that 200 points that we just discussed. So now that you have your credit score, I want you to look at your credit score, and these are the few tips. These are the tips here, the game-changing tips that's going to increase your score by 200 points within just a matter of days. So first off, what I want you to do is I want you to look at your credit card balances. This is critically important, okay? Are you over 50% of what the available limit is? If you are, I need you to pay down your balances, okay? Preferably, you need to be below 30% of what the available limit is. You want to be below 30%. Now, you have 2 options. Either you pay down your balances, or if you have a decent credit score at this time, you can request a limit increase. So contact your card issuer and request for them to bump up your limit. If they increase your limit, it will automatically lower your utilization. For example, let's just say you have a Capital One credit card with $1,000 limit on it right now, okay? And let's just say your balance is at 700 or 800. That means you're 70 to 80% utilized, okay? Now, you're really taking a hit on your credit score, because if you go over 50%, it starts affecting your credit score negatively, okay? Now, what you want to do is, you want to do one or two things. You either want to pay down that balance so it can be less than $500, preferably bring it down to $300. That means you're going to have a 30% utilization percentage. Or you want to contact Capital One, and if you've had a great relationship with them, if you have not made no late payments and your credit profile is pretty decent, you can ask them for a limit increase. Well, now they can bump up this line from 1,000 to maybe 2 or even 3,000. And that automatically lowers your utilization percentage. So that's what you need to do. One of the two. Either pay down your balances, or you need to contact your credit card issuer and request a limit increase. I always suggest that you request a limit increase at least once every 6 months. It's just put a reminder on your phone. Once every 6 months, request a limit increase on all your revolving accounts. You do not have to use the additional limit, but I want you to have it so you can offset the utilization, so you can always make sure that you always maintain a high credit score. Your utilization is critical. It's 30% of what FICO evaluates. There's 5 things that we just go over, the 5 factors. 30% of what FICO evaluates is your utilization percentage and your utilization alone, which is affected by revolving accounts. So that's tactic number 1. Tactic number 2, getting an authorized user account. This is one of the really best tactic on how you can increase your score pretty much overnight, okay? See if you have a friend or family member, they can add you on their credit card. For me, I want you to know, if I can just bring you to my world for a second, I was helping people fix their credit, but I personally was still fixing my own credit. I had bad credit. Literally, the way I learned how to fix credit was working on my own credit, okay? So once I got to the point where I cleaned up all my negative, I was starting to rebuild my credit. I had a really good client of mine, okay? I asked him, he had a Capital One credit card or an Amex credit card with a very high limit, but he always maintained good balances, okay? So I asked him, can you help me? Can you add me as an authorized user? This is my client. It took a lot to do that, but he knew I was a very trustworthy individual, and I knew that he could really help me. And we're working close on a lot of different other business ventures. So I knew that I could really ask him for this and he can help me out. But for you, seek out to family members, business partners, friends, anybody that has a credit card with a high limit and a low balance that can add you as an authorized user. They don't even have to give you the card. They can literally have the card shipped to their home. But simply adding you as an authorized user will now have that revolving account not just reporting on their credit profile, but it will also report on your credit profile. And you can immediately start reaping the profits of their credit line, okay? I mean, just how fantastic is that? Now, the thing is here is, I want you to add at least 2 or 3 authorized users. Don't add like 6 or 10. Do not have your credit profile hugely supported by other person's credit history, okay? You don't want that. You want to use this as a temporary band-aid. Use it as a springboard, if you want to call it. Once your score goes up, then go out there and start establishing your own credit history. So even if they remove their authorized user off your credit file, you can still stand on your own, okay? So that's one thing that you want to do, is add an authorized user. Lastly, and this is one of the best tips that I want to give you, you need to go ahead and start disputing any of the negative items that's on your credit report. Now, if you know how to do this, go ahead and do it. If not, we do have an excellent credit consulting program that you can just check out our reviews. Our reviews speak for themselves. Our clients really love us. We've had clients that we maintain relationship for years, and our focus is not just removing the negative items. We are actually thinking about the long-term objective. Why are you trying to fix your credit? Trying to buy a house? Are you trying to start a business? Are you trying to build business credit? So we try to help you fix your credit with an objective in mind, okay? Our goal is not just to fix your credit, because if we just remove all the negative items, number one, you're just not going to have a high score, okay? Just removing negative items does not increase your score. It's just like whenever you had an F in school because you skipped a lot of classes. Just showing up in class does not mean you're going to actually have an A. You actually have to do the work. So we show you and walk your hand through how to rebuild your credit, how to establish new accounts, getting you some secured credit cards, getting you some vendor credit cards, how to manage them. We have the tools in place and the educational resources to walk you through that whole process within 60 to 90 days. So there's going to be a link below on how you can get in touch with us so we can help you fix your credit. But that's the next step that you need to do. You also need to work on your inquiries. That's another thing, disputing your inquiries. 10% of your credit score is based on inquiries and inquiries alone. So one thing that you want to do is you want to dispute your inquiries and get those taken care of as well. Now that you understand how you can quickly increase your score, let me give you this. If you stuck with me all the way through the end, let me give you this bonus tip on how you can get $50,000 to $100,000 or more, even as a startup business. Okay, and these lines of credit will have 0% interest rate for the first 6 months to a year. These are through unsecured business credit cards. There's a ton of lenders that offer this product. I will offer you some links in the description below. These lines of credit are offered to startup businesses as well, or even established businesses, okay? And the line of credit will have a 0% interest rate guaranteed based on the timing of this video being recorded for at least 12 months. That means 0%. You can actually focus on turning your business into a profitable business. So you're not actually focusing on just paying back money that you borrowed and having to deal with so much of that stress. In addition to that, one of the major things that affect your personal credit is your balances. You know, we just talked about one of the things that you need to do is lower your balances. In the business world, you don't need to worry about high balances because the business credit score is calculated with a completely different scoring algorithm. It's not those 5 factors that we just talked about. So this is one of the benefits that I wanted to kind of add here towards the end, that it's important for you to build personal credit so you can get access to these business credits, okay, that we're talking about. So you can get $50,000 to $100,000 in business credit. So now you don't have to depend on your personal credit to finance your business. Where, you know, your personal credit does not go up and down based on your business funding needs. Whenever one month you tap into $20,000 or $30,000, your score doesn't go down because you're using your personal credit. If you establish these business credit cards that we're talking about, it does not and will not affect your personal credit at all. But it does take good personal credit to qualify for these business credit cards because you're personally guaranteeing them. So anyway, hopefully you can appreciate this video. I know we kind of went long talking about how to increase your score, but I hope you can appreciate these nuggets, these advice that I'm giving you, especially from a knowledge standpoint. And again, we've helped thousands, literally, I've lost count, increase their score, build business credit, get access to capital. So if you want to work with us, if you want to become one of my students, there's going to be a link below on how you can get in touch with us and the training. I offer a free training to entrepreneurs. Real quick, click the link below, and a limited time only, I'm offering a free copy of my book. There's going to be a link below where you can click and get a free copy of my book. There's going to be a bonus chapter on there that I talk about specifically credit. In addition to that, I talk about all the different funding options that are available for business owners. What I was trying to create, and my whole goal when I wrote this book, is to have like a business funding Bible, okay? All the different resources, everything you need to know about all the different funding options that are available for business owners that is out there, regardless of how much money you're looking for. If you're looking for $1,000 or even $1 million, there's only 3 ways on how you can get that money. And I cover all of that in this book, the underwriting guidelines. I bring you into the underwriter's mind, okay, how they think. So you can prepare yourself for the dance. So you can prepare yourself for funding. So you can position yourself for funding, okay, as I always say it. But anyway, I don't want to take too much of your time. I appreciate you for joining me today. Do like the video. Do subscribe to the channel. Help us grow this channel. I do appreciate all the comments below. I do read all the comments. So do share with me what your thoughts are. If there's any future topics that you would like us to cover, do let me know in the video below. Again, like always, thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.